Hello, and welcome to episode 179 of the Casual Try Hard Podcast. I'm Brian,
And I'm James.
and we're gonna talk about our next foray into never-ending hype season and spoiler season with like the start of Double Masters. I can't remember what set it was.
Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about never-ending spoiler season and a little bit more about finance. I got a couple more things to say about finance before we pin a button on the kind of the theme for the last few episodes. So I think that's what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah. If you want to get us on social media, give us some ideas for shows or anything, because Wizards is not helping. You can get at us on social media. All of our links are in the description below, or find us on Discord. Our Discord link's down there.
Yeah,
We're in there pretty frequently.
Yep, just about all the time. Probably the best place to get a hold of me, at least. And you're in there quite a bit as well, so Discord's probably the easiest way. If you guys want to support the show, like I said, we've been talking a lot about finance lately. If you're looking to pick up any singles to make some specs or, smart deck building decisions or whatever, we would appreciate if you used our TCG Player affiliate link to help support the show. It's tcg.casualtryhardmtg.com. Follow that link, make some purchases, support the show. Doesn't cost you anything, and we would appreciate it. If you guys want to support us more directly, you can use our Patreon, patreon.com/CasualTryHardMTG. Patrons get access to our show notes. They get a special recording just for them of our pre-show, which you never really know what's going to be in there. It's kind of a grab bag. And patrons get put on my mailing list for when I have, some free time and free stuff to hand out to you guys. I call them give-backs, and they went out in the mail today. So
Nice.
So if you guys want to get on the mailing list, chip a couple bucks into our Patreon, it'll really help us out, help support the show. We don't do this for monetary value. We're kind of just having fun, but we do need to, keep the show paid for and pay for all the stuff that we do. So our patrons really help us out, make that possible.
Yes.
Speaking of, one of the things we're doing is we've been holding monthly tournaments. I think our next one is going to be Saturday, July 23rd at 8 p.m. East Coast time. It's going to be, this is wrong, best of 3 standard artisan. So commons and uncommons that are currently legal in standard. You can have I know some formats only give you like 4 or 8 uncommons. We're not putting a limit on them. Your entire deck has to be commons or uncommons that are currently legal in standard. And that's the only restriction. Commons or uncommons, currently legal in standard. So in Arena, if you go to, your deck builder and click standard and then commons and uncommons, that will show you legalities for this tournament. Hopefully by the time you guys are hearing this, I will have the tournament posted on MTG Melee. Head on over there and sign up. You will need to be part of our Discord to participate, and you will also need to provide a deck list before the tournament starts. You can do that right on MTG Melee's website. So, and
They make it pretty easy.
Yeah, it's not too bad. You can figure it out. And we're also going to be posting a link for this tournament. I'll post one in Discord, and you're going to try and put it in the description down below.
Yep. So as soon as we get it, we'll put it in the description. So that, like, if this sounds good, all you have to do is click on the description and you'll get the link to it.
Yep. Awesome. And then we haven't really scheduled August's tournament yet, but we have been tossing around some ideas. And we were thinking about Artisan Brawl. So that would be a best of 1. It wouldn't be best of 3. Would have to be Artisan Brawl. Are we going to do standard or historic?
I think standard.
Standard.
Great, because we're gonna have people do standard artisan, so like they can use some of those cards as opposed to having to like buy more stuff.
Are there there's currently standard legends, right? Yeah, because
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I have a standard artisan brawl deck already put together.
All right. So it'll be standard artisan brawl for August, we think. Details forthcoming though. We really just started talking about it, so
but we just want to give you guys a chance to kind of know where you need to allocate your wild cards.
Yep, if you want to participate. We would like you to participate. They've been pretty fun so far.
Yeah, they have been.
Yep.
All right. So we are, was it a week ago that you were like, I think spoilers start for Double Masters next week? And I was like, they do?
Yeah.
And sure enough,
they did.
We are halfway through spoiler season already. But I think by the time you listen to this, spoiler season will probably be done.
Probably.
Like, I think it's done probably next Friday.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It never, ever, ever stops.
Nope.
Can't
I mean,
stop.
we made the comment last week that like people were finding Double Masters 2 box toppers in their Commander Gate Baldur Legends like collector boosters or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think that was the start of spoiler season.
Wizards randomly putting cards from another set into another product.
I don't know how else they would have gotten there.
Yes.
I fully expect that it was on purpose.
Yes, I'm leaning in that direction. I kind of agree.
Yeah. Yeah, so like you said, we're about halfway through spoilers for this. Do you got any thoughts whatsoever?
As we have said many times, this product may not be for us.
Yeah.
My first thing looking at it is it feels like there's with today and yesterday's spoilers, this has changed some. So I guess with Sunday and Monday spoilers, but it was very much a product up until then that was geared towards Commander.
Well, so not just that, but I think part of my problem with this set is that the cards aren't that old. Like normally in a Masters set, you get cards going back like throughout Magic's history, and mostly everything in this set was either printed or reprinted while I have been playing Magic. Like there's nothing in here I'm excited to open because I have it all.
Yeah. I mean that's just kind of we're at this point, right? Like if we go into an LGS, we are the old hands, right?
Yeah.
We are the people that have been doing this forever and ever and ever.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's just that we're old now.
Yeah.
And like
it creeps up on you.
I mean, cons came out in 15?
15, yeah.
Right? So that's 7
No,
years.
14? No, 15.
14 or 15.
Yeah.
Right, so it's been a while.
Yeah.
Maybe it was 14 because it was
No, it
coming
was
off
14,
of M15. Yeah, it was 14. It's coming off of M15. It's like when was I married? Think.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Don't get that one wrong.
Yeah. But you've got so they have printed some. So if you look at like what's like modern playable or like modern cards, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of what these sets traditionally did.
Right.
Was like,
I mean, that's where Master Set started, was Modern Masters.
yeah. So we have Red and 6, Seasoned Pyromancer. As Foretold, I guess, is it still played? Kind of. Kind of, not really. Bitter Blossom, which Bitter Blossom is not modern playable anymore.
I see Cavern of Souls.
There's Cavern of Souls.
And the Eldrazi Titans.
The Eldrazi, like, Hardened Scales is, like, relatively cheap.
Yeah.
Damnation, kind of. Inquisition, though, I will say, did you see the full art Inquisitions?
Yes.
They kind of matched the full art Thoughtseizes from, like, a few sets ago.
Yeah, I know.
But, like, in terms of, like, high-value reprints for Modern, there aren't that many.
No.
Right? Like the high-value cards that are getting reprinted, like, a lot of them are, well, they are pretty much all Commander cards. Like, we did, Red and 6 is $70. Season Pyromancer is between 50 and 70.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then that's kind of like it in terms of like going to make your modern deck cheaper.
Right.
And then it's just, kind of honestly a collection of things to make draft work.
Mm-hmm.
And cards that are to fix like issues in Commander.
Yeah.
Right, like this product to me, like Liliana the Last Hope kind of sees some modern play.
I mean, it's had spots. It depends on what the meta's like.
This is true. But like a lot of it just feels like Commander stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that's always kind of like a slur that gets thrown at a set, like, oh, Commander. Yeah. But, like,
well, Sensi's really Divining Top is not legal anywhere but Commander, right?
Yeah, and it's somehow, like, $40.
Yeah.
Teferi's Protection, only legal in Commander. Like, I don't know. So, my initial, like, feeling whenever I see cards spoiled, it just feels like it's like, oh, like, one, I have most of the cards, so there's nothing that I'm, like, super excited to go get.
Yeah.
And two, it doesn't feel like there's anything that they're printing that I, like, want to run out and get.
Right.
Right. I think the only card that, like, I had, like, a twinge of, like, oh, I guess I can get one of those is, I don't have any Supreme Verdicts. And they're reprinting Supreme Verdict, so I might snag myself some Supreme Verdicts.
Yep. I will not. That is not a card that I will likely ever cast.
Hey, sometimes you're comboing someone and you gotta kill their creatures before you combo. Right? So there is, like, I don't know, it just feels like there's a lot of, like, Commander-focused things, which, fine.
Yep.
But, like, not what you expect when you, like, go into, like, a Double Masters type product is like, oh, here are a bunch of Commander staples.
Yeah.
Now, part of the problem is all the modern staples are only, like, 4 years old.
Yes.
Right? So it's really hard to... Right? They're willing to reprint Modern Horizons 1 stuff, as we see with Red and 6 and Season Pyromancer. Right? I don't have Force of Negations. I would take a Force of Negation reprint.
Yeah.
I think I have one Force of Negation. Right? But, they can't reprint Ragavan.
Right.
Right? They can't reprint, Solitude.
I mean, I think Modern Horizons 2 is still in print.
Probably. Like, it's not even a year old yet.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's still in print. They can't really reprint stuff that's still in print. Although I guess they did with Deadly Dispute, right?
Yes, they did. They did.
Which is bizarre.
Greatest selling set of all time. $5 commons.
Yep.
You got some explaining to do, Morrow.
Yes.
So, like, they are in this thing where they can't reprint the cards to fix, like, modern prices because they just printed those cards.
Well, also, like, it depends on, like, how the price is determined also. Because just about all of Legacy, and I would say most of Modern currently is being played on Moto, right?
True.
How closely, like, I know that, prices of cardboard and prices of digital cardboard on Magic Online are technically not linked. And there's, certainly influences on Magic Online card prices that don't exist in paper. But, like, to some extent, there's a link between the prices.
Yeah.
So, like, if this set isn't going to do anything to fix the Magic Online prices because it's not available on Magic Online.
Is it not?
No, not from what I've seen.
Okay. Weird. Like, this
So,
seems like an easy one to put on Magic Online.
Yep.
Like, all the cards are already there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Commander Legends Boulder Gate is not on Magic Online.
Right.
So... Yeah, I don't know. There might be like, hey, I had to pay $120 for a Ragavan on Moto,
Mhm.
so a $70 Ragavan and paper is a deal.
Right.
Right, there might be some of that psychology, but it's just hard to like, you know, address the modern prices when cards from sets that are still in print are $70.
Well, Ledger Shredder just came out, and I have a feeling its price is being driven by Modern. I mean, it's seeing play
Probably.
in, multiple formats, obviously, but I would imagine that a bulk of that is like standard players aren't going to pay $25 for an imprint rare. I don't think that Pioneer players are going to pay $25 for an imprint rare. Like, the next group of people is Modern players, and yeah, they might. Like, if they already have the rest of their Izzet deck or whatever, and they're just missing Ledger Shredders, sure, they'll pony up $100 to.
Yeah, I saw someone who won like a 5K or something.
Mm-hmm.
No Dragon Race Chandlers, 4 Ledger Shredders, and is it Murktide?
Wow.
Yeah,
That's saying something.
Yeah, he's like, I'm a firm believer in no DRC.
Wow.
It's like, okay, cool. But yeah, like it is finding its way to Modern, and I think to a smaller extent Legacy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, on one hand, like it's kind of a young pyromancer. Like every time you cast a spell, like you can add 1 power. Well, I guess your opponent every time you cast 2 spells. So like I don't know, like it seems like young pyromancer would be better in like.
Well, it's only once
Legacy.
per turn though. Like it doesn't trigger when you cast your third spell.
Fair.
And if you cast like something into Ledger Shredder into something, your second Ledger Shredder doesn't trigger because your second Ledger Shredder was your second spell.
Yeah. But so like this set, the only thing this set is doing, which I guess is like interesting in air quotes but could also be bad, is rarity has always just been a construct. It was a construct that we kind of like stuck to.
Yeah.
And now rarities are just like things that we change constantly.
Yeah.
So Dark Dweller Oracle, which was a rare in like a core set 2 years ago, now it's a common.
Common?
It is a common.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah. It is a common. Remember Bounty of the Luxa?
Yeah.
It's an uncommon now.
That card really didn't deserve to be a rare.
Probably not.
Dark Dwellers did, though.
Not Dark Dwellers.
Goblin Dark Dwellers?
A different card. Dark Dweller Oracle. Did I say Goblin Dark Dwellers?
Oh,
this is 2/2, pay a colorless sack, exile the top card, sack a creature.
Oh, yeah.
Exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn.
Yep.
Bounty of the Luxa was a rare, now it's an uncommon. Crackling Doom, now an uncommon.
Wow.
We
got any sweet common down shifts for Brad?
I was there was one. Where was it at? Well, Cartel Aristocrat's a common. I don't think that's been a common before.
It has not.
And then 10th District Legionnaire.
Oh.
Is now a common. That one came out on Monday, and I was like, oh wow, that is. And then remember Fireblade Artist?
Mm-hmm.
Common now from
nice.
uncommon. I will say that the full art treatment for Crucible Overworlds, A+. It is very nice.
All right, I haven't seen that.
If I was a Crucible Overworlds gamer, I might get one of those. I already have mine.
I have 2 masterpieces.
I think I got rid of my masterpiece.
Yeah.
Because it was like $200 or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, like so like they are, shaking up, or some would say destroying Popper
Mm-hmm.
with like, because it looks like they haven't completed the cycle yet, but it looks like they just have a cycle of gold cards that were uncommons that are now commons. Because you have 10th District Legionnaire is red white, then Bloodwater Entity, 2/2 flying prowess, and when it enters the battlefield, put an instant sorcery on top of your library.
Mm-hmm.
Is blue red. Now it's a common. I think it was an uncommon in an hour.
Okay.
Cartel Aristocrat, Chronicler of Heroes is white green and is now a common. Dirge Mangler, I think, was probably an uncommon. And then Fireblade Artist was an uncommon.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they're doing a whole cycle of gold things that used to be uncommons that are going to be commons now. They have Abzan Charm coming back.
I imagine all the charms are coming back then, huh?
Yeah, because they have Abzan. I don't know if they have another one. They're still an uncommon, thankfully.
I think Abzan was the best one.
Yeah, it was. It was. Well, I think all 10 charms are coming back.
Oh, really?
Because they have Abzan Charm and then they have Bant Charm. So
that's kind of wild
if they didn't just bring them all back.
Yeah. Well, I think somebody said this was supposed to be a multicolor set, right?
It definitely is.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like this is going to be the set that everyone wanted New Capenna to be.
Oh, what do you mean?
In terms of, right, at least for me. When I heard, hey, like, whatever, wedge set, shard set, whatever the heck it is, right?
Shard.
Right, shard. I was like, oh, sweet, like, my limited decks are going to be these, like, 3, 4, 5 color dirtly piles.
Oh, I gotcha.
Right?
Yeah.
And no, they're a blue-white deck that splashes, like, 3 black cards or 3 green cards, or a red-black deck. And God help you if you want to cast a 5-mana spell, because you're dead. Or it doesn't resolve.
Yeah.
This looks like it is going to be like just like the big battle cruiser dirtly magic that people wanted the limited environment of Streets of New Capenna to be.
Yeah, I can see that.
The problem is they're $50 drafts or whatever.
Yeah.
So, like, you're going to do, like, 2 of them, and then you're going to be like, yeah, I'm out now.
Yeah. I did notice that there's a lot of, like, Commander face card reprints in this set, and typically those cards tend to be, like, dirtily value engines, because that's kind of what they need to be for Commander.
Yeah.
But that'll probably do weird things to a limited environment.
Do you remember, Mystery Booster? When we were in a pod with like a couple pros, and the guy was just like, "You just take the commander cards,
yeah,
because once you resolve them, you win."
Yep.
So they downshifted Thousand Year Storm to rare.
No.
And the full art is kind of amazing.
What's that?
It's like a hurricane.
Oh wow, that is cool.
From like the side.
Yeah.
It's like the storm is swirling down and twisting the water. It's very nice. But like they're reprinting, like they might be reprinting the Dragon Lord cycle because they've reprinted Dragon Lord Dramoka.
Yeah, Sage Ramoka's there.
And like that card's like a commander card.
That card's also
and,
super expensive.
It is apparently.
Yeah.
Again, news to me. I should check to see if I have some. But it's one of those things that it's just like no one's cast this card in Modern, really.
Right.
Right? No one's cast this card in Legacy unless you're playing Nick Fit. So no one's cast this card in Legacy.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, there are just so many cards that are just like, I've never seen this card resolve. Or I haven't seen Dragon Lord Dramoka resolve in, like, literal years.
Yeah, not since it was legal and standard.
Yeah. Or, like, Muldrotha.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's just a cool Commander reprint, which, again, cool for the Commander folk. But, like, I don't know what reprints or what things that'd make me feel like this was geared towards 60-card formats.
Yeah, which kind of leads to my next question about this product. And you kind of led with the teaser of it, where you said, this product's not for me, as are a lot of recent products.
Mm-hmm.
Who is this product for?
Are
strictly Commander players going to fork down $50 or $60 a draft to draft it? Are they going to spend
no.
$200 or $300 for a box of this? Like, who is this product for?
This product is for stores to open to sell singles. This product is, if you want to do a draft, more power to you, go do a draft. But, like, I can't see you justifying, like, more than one draft.
Yeah.
Again, to sound like everyone on the news, right? Like, gas has doubled in price in, like, the last 9 to 12 months.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how you're spending $50 on a draft,
right,
after you had to spend $70 to put gas in your tank,
right, to get to your draft.
So, like, not gonna, like, there's not gonna be that many people drafting it,
mm-hmm.
and there's not gonna be that many, and, like, who's buying a box of this? Because, as we're gonna talk about with some other stuff, the, like, EV on this is, like, probably pretty wild.
Yeah, it seems kind of all over the place.
Wait, I think it's high because they've printed, like, Imperial Seal,
mm-hmm.
and, some, like, Dockside Extortionist.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be one of those things where, like, I don't know how much a Divided Visitation is.
Yeah. Or
but, like,
Anamatu as a mythic, like that. I don't think that card is worth anything.
And what is his, Lord of Extinction?
Yeah. I have a Lord of Extinction Invocation that's not worth the cardboard it's printed on.
Yeah. So, like, I feel like there's gonna be, like, you're gonna or, like, not to say we don't stand a prized amalgam here on this podcast, but if you open a prized amalgam as your rare,
yeah,
like, you just took, like, an $11 bath on your pack.
Right.
Like, it's $1. And I know, or, like, they have reprinted Abzan Ascendancy.
Yeah.
That card wasn't good enough at any point. It wasn't good enough for Limited.
I played it in the sideboard of Rally.
Yeah, but it wasn't, like, great.
No.
I don't know, it's not a good card. Or, like, Hostage Taker.
Right.
Like, there's a buck.
Yeah.
Right, like, it's, I guess this is similar to a lot of products, but there's, it's like the EVs are built on the backs of a couple cards.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't open those couple cards, like, you're in a bad way.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I opened Rishkar Pima Renegade. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Card was $1 at its highest and has been reprinted 1 million times since then.
Una's Prowler at rare. So, like, I don't know. There just feels like you have to open. I'm just talking about, right? You've got to open multiple cases.
Yeah.
For your EV, for what you open to hit the EV.
Yeah.
And so, like, one person, you could spike and get, like, the $600 box. But more than likely, you're going to get, like, the box that is not going to break even.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about a box with Imperial Seal and Renin 6 versus a box with Lord of Extinction and Azuri, like Simic Azuri.
Bane of Progress?
Yeah.
It's a Claw of Progress.
Claw of Progress. Like, I mean, that's, $200 or $300 worth of mythics versus $4 worth of mythics.
Yeah, so there is some middle ground, but, like, those are some pretty big swings that you can, like, hit.
Yeah.
Or like Jamoka's Command. Love that card.
Mm-hmm.
That card was amazing. I won many a games off of fight your thing, kill your Courser of Crufix.
Yep, for sure.
Right? But the card's like $1.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like if you open that as one of your rares and like a Tarkus Command.
Sorry about your
Ouch.
luck.
Yeah. So I can't in good conscience tell someone to like crack packs of this.
Yeah.
Like it just
Seems like a losing proposition.
Yeah, it seems like you can't possibly come out ahead. Like they reprinted Thrumming Stone, which Thrumming Stone's apparently like a $40 card.
Mm-hmm. It's for all those persistent petition or relentless rat decks.
I guess, but like cards not exactly. It's so 30 from Cold Snap, 33 from the list, 38 from the new set. That won't hold.
Mm-hmm.
But like I saw 30, it's like this card almost literally has no text. In like any format other than like Commander with persistent positioners or Dragon's Approach. Like that's the only formats that it has any text in.
Yeah.
Like no one's played this in the 60. I don't know.
It's weird that we got a Pithing Needle reprint too, right? Didn't we just get a Pithing Needle reprint?
Yes, but if you are, at WotC R&D, and they're like, we need to we're 3 rares short, right? Someone just goes, Pithing Needle? And no one goes like, oh no, we can't reprint that again. They're just like, yeah, Pithing Needle's fine. Who cares?
Yeah.
Right? Like, what are these called? They're reprinting the Liege cycle.
Yeah.
Apparently one of them costs money.
Oh, really? I didn't know any of them did.
Like, by like money, it might be like $10 or something. See here. Balefire Liege is $1. I think it's the green one. Is it Merkfiend Liege? No, that's 29 cents. I'm sorry. Was it the green one? I don't know. Anyway, like there's definitely some like, hey, we're doing a multicolored set. What are some multicolored cards? Oh, the Lieges, man. Oh yeah, the Lieges. Yeah, we can just do the Lieges.
Yeah.
Does anyone want to open a Liege? No. Not once, not ever. Does anyone ever want to open a Liege? Oh, did you see the new design space they cracked?
No. What's that?
There is one card that is not a reprint in this set.
Oh yeah, there's a new card?
There's
That's weird for a
card.
master set.
It is only legal in Commander and Draft.
Yeah?
Cryptic Spires. Land at common. As you create your deck, circle 2 of the colors below.
What?
Cryptic Spires enters the battlefield tapped. Tap. Add 1 mana of the circled colors. And it just has 5 mana symbols at the bottom. So you circle... It's make your own dual land.
Is that so they don't have to waste land slots with a cycle of 10 tap lands?
That might be it.
Huh.
But yeah, so they printed 1 new card, and it's not legal in 60-card formats. Or Commander.
Why isn't it legal in Legacy?
I imagine the, like...
I mean, not that anybody would play it in Legacy, but, like, I don't know, it just seems weird that it wouldn't, like, Legacy is supposed to be all-encompassing.
Yeah. You didn't circle that well enough. I know what you picked. Right? But yeah, it is not,
Weird.
It is, like, I don't understand, right? what the danger is in like a land that is just like, I understand a little bit that's like enters the battlefield tapped,
Mm-hmm.
tap to add a mana of any one color, deals 1 to you.
Mm-hmm.
Right, like that kind of does the same thing,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't have to like deface this card. Does it have to be like the first line of rules text?
Yeah.
Deface target card. So yeah, it's weird, but this is the one new card.
Very
and
strange.
I think you're right. So instead of having like the gain lands,
Yeah.
they can have like
Or gates or whatever.
yeah. So what is it? There's 331 cards. I'm guessing there are 330 cards,
And this is 331.
and this is 331.
Yeah.
They just did the whole set, and they were like, we don't really have space for.
Is it a special rarity?
It's common. It might be like.
No, it's not common. The rarity
Is
is
it?
L.
Oh, the rarity's L.
Yeah, so it's special rarity.
Yeah, I think there's one in every pack, is what I was gonna say. Like it's got a common set symbol.
Yeah.
But I think it's one in every pack.
Yeah.
Because like, for those of you who haven't played, we haven't had like a true like 3-color like Dirtle set
Right.
in a while, right?
Yeah.
Like these don't work unless you have like a land in every pack.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You just can't cast your spells. Because it's like be hard 3 colors. And then well, I mean you end up with Nuka Penna.
Yeah.
Where the fixing is fine. But
Not good enough to do the thing, though.
not good enough to do the thing. And like again, it takes like you being wrong on like 3 cards, and then the thing can't be done because you're dead.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I got all my colors on turn 5. Counter your thing, attack you for 6. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm dead. Okay.
All right, so I got one last thing for 2XM2 before we move on, and that relates to the first thing I said about 2XM2, about perpetual spoiler season. Coming back to spoiler season, did we ever leave spoiler season? Did you know that this set releases on July 7th or July 8th? And that we have another set that releases on July 7th?
What really is the 7th like the arena thing?
It is.
Okay.
So 2 product launches on the same weekend.
I think, like, what that tells me, right, is that Wizards feels as though they have 2 distinct client bases.
Mm-hmm. Well,
right?
for sure. Like, I mean, this product in particular, the Alchemy one, isn't even for, I don't want to say the majority, but like the plurality, I guess, of arena player. Like, it's not for every arena player. There's a lot of arena players that aren't going to care about this.
Did you see the arena games played?
I saw the talk about it. I wasn't gonna put a ton of I don't know, emphasis behind those stats because they're not official stats.
They're not. And Wizards made it abundantly clear that they are never going to release those stats.
Right.
But it's from Untapped.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So people that are using like a game tracker.
Mm-hmm.
And in theory, the most enfranchised players. It was 2 million standard games, 500,000 Explorer games, and like 4,200 or 42,000 what's it called? Alchemy games. Now, granted, Brawl was kind of in the same ballpark, right? But like, it was people that are enfranchised enough and care enough to go download a game logger.
Right.
Right. So I don't have one. Do you have one?
I've used it in the past. I don't use it currently.
Right. I've never downloaded one. Right. So, you know, but basically that group just does not play alchemy.
Yep.
So I don't know who this arena set release is for.
Mm-hmm.
What I do know is like my vibes in standard, which we talked about in the pre-show, right, are pretty stale.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like could 100% use another set to like shake up standard here.
Right.
Right? Or another set for me to like draft for like 3 weeks to like make me excited about arena. Like that's what I'm excited to play arena.
This.
And then get cards that like I can only use in historic.
Yeah.
Which I have not played since Explore.
Right.
No thanks. I'm good. I appreciate the thought, but no, I'm good. Thanks. Thanks, Arena Overlords.
Well, I think there's supposed to be some reprints in it too, though. To be fair.
Yeah, I mean, then I'll get those.
Yeah.
But like, it's very clear that if you're releasing 2 sets on back-to-back days,
yeah,
that you feel that you have two
separate audiences
with very little overlap.
Right.
Right, where you're like, the arena people are going to get these arena cards, and they're going to be happy and do that.
Mm-hmm.
And the paper people, read commander people, are going to do...
That was going to be my point, is because I think the audience that arena targets is going to have some overlap with people who will play this set. And I think those people aren't going to play the formats that Double Masters 2 is expected to target.
Yeah. Like, I think that, you know, if Arena was coming out, if they were making Arena to release this fall,
mm-hmm.
it would support 4-player commander.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that it doesn't means that they have this whole audience that they cannot monetize with Arena.
Right.
So they have to monetize them with products like this and what we're going to talk about here in a second, secret layers.
Yeah.
Right. That's how they're monetizing that group.
Yep.
Because they did not plan, I think, on the year of Commander becoming the decade of Commander.
Or like the only way you're allowed to play Magic anymore.
The only way you're allowed to play paper Magic.
Yeah.
And so they like did not put that functionality in Arena. And I'm sure like every day they're like, you know, they've got the intern chained to the desk just beating them, just like, make it so it does 4-player. I gotta start over again. Make it so it does 4-player. And he's like just starting over. Like just like a blank document. And he's just like, all right.
Yeah.
Whatever code things like triangle greater than sign, code less than sign kind of deal.
0010011.
Exactly. He's just seeing the world in like the Matrix green.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, right. But like he's like blonde, brunette, player 1, player 2, player 3, player 4. But like I really think that they're just like, this thing is for commander players.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to throw in. So it's flipped. This is interesting, right? So remember for years, it was like, we're printing cards for 60 card formats,
mm-hmm.
but we're going to throw in some commander cards.
Yeah.
So we can trick the commander nerds into spending money on this product.
Mm-hmm.
This product, and again, in 4 days, like this could be like a bad take. This feels like this is a product geared towards commander.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got to throw in just enough 60 card stuff
to get some
60 card nerds to buy some packs.
Yep.
But like I feel like there's a lot of like token stuff that's like just like, yep, this is for, you know, like, I'm sure if we went through and counted cards that like were desirable in 60 card formats, we'd get to like 20 or maybe not that, maybe like 15 or something, like 10% of the set
that's
been spoiled so far. You'd be like, oh, that is a card that sees playing constructed and required a reprint.
Mm-hmm.
And then it'd be like, oh, look at all these cards that like get played in Commander. So, yeah, that is my feeling. Is they're like, yes, we're going to separate the Commander people, and we just need to get enough money from or make it desirable enough that stores want to crack packs.
Mm-hmm.
Because you and I are going to buy singles.
All right.
All right.
Moving on to something that doesn't require cracking packs. I know last week we super quick touched on the new secret lairs.
We did.
I think there's a couple of them that are decent value. So I just wanted to point them out real quick.
Okay.
The Vulcan Baga secret lair with Berserk and Vidura and Enchantress. I don't think you can lose with that one, either foil or non-foil. Like, Berserk has been somewhere around $25 to $40 forever. And Vidura and Enchantress is also like $10-15 forever. Like, not for foil versions.
Yeah.
And then I guess Patron Wizard is also an expensive card, although I wouldn't have ever known that.
Yeah, I did not know that either.
Yeah. So I ordered 4 of these in foil.
Bala.
Yeah. I think that's a solid one for a spec to make money on in the future. And then the other one is, let me see, the one with, is it Mystic Remora? Yeah, Mystic Remora, Utopia Sprawl, Burgeoning, I think is another one that's probably worth some money. I think this is the first foil printing of Mystic Remora, which is a big commander card.
That I know is true. So I just looked them up real quick.
Okay.
Berserk is $25.
Okay.
Verdurn Enchantress is $3.
Oh, really?
Patron Wizard is $3.
Hmm.
Just like, market price.
Yeah.
$4.50 on Patron Wizard. Let me check to make sure I just didn't
because I priced Verdura and Enchantress not that long ago, and they weren't super cheap.
Maybe I was wrong. $5, depending on the version, they're $5.
Okay.
So, this is like Berserk and but this is one of those cases where if you need a Berserk, right? It makes more sense to buy this than it does to buy a Berserk.
Right.
And what was the other one?
From that other secret lair, it was Elspeth, Knight Errant, Patron Wizard, Berserk, Vidura, and Enchantress.
That's the Vulcan Baga one. What was the other one? Was it
the Kellogg's Loops?
Kellogg's Loops?
Yep. It's Mystic Remora, Retreat to Coral Helm, Burgeoning, Utopia Sprawl.
Burgeoning's expensive, right?
Yeah. And Utopia Sprawl is, it's had a couple reprints lately, but that's it
was $5.
Kind of perpetually,
$5
or $6 card.
So Burgeoning with 3 printings is $21 or 30, 25 to 30.
Yep.
And then Mystic Remora is the fact that it's its first foil printing is a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
It's $8, but since there's not a foil one.
Yeah.
But then you have to go non-old bordered, non-fish. Which
that's true.
Seems like a downgrade.
Maybe.
It's the fish.
Yeah.
It's the Ice Age symbol. It's what we grew up with, man.
I get you. I think those two are decent values, though.
Yeah.
So if you're looking to spec or build your collection out or whatever, those two I think are the best bang for your buck.
I think I would do the foil.
Yeah. For
the Kellogg's Loops. just because of the fact that Mystic Remora has not been in foil before.
Yeah, I mean, you
Right,
also get Utopia Sprawl foils are insanely expensive no matter what the version is, so.
Fair.
I agree. I didn't actually buy that one. I don't need any of those cards.
Yeah.
And like the artwork's cool, but it's not really super my style. So that one I didn't buy. I do really like the artwork on the Vulcan Baga one, though. I don't have Berserks and I don't have Verduran Enchantresses. So that one I did buy.
I have Berserks from...
Conspiracy?
No, the next set I got printed in. Eternal Masters,
Oh, okay.
I think. The one with like the double hourglass?
Yeah, it was Eternal Masters.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the one I have mine from.
Yeah.
Again, like, not that I've got to play like a Berserk format
Right.
in a while. But yeah, I can definitely see that. In Vulcan Baga, that's Siege Rhino, right?
Yeah, Siege Rhino, and he's also Mox's in hands guy.
Okay.
Yep.
Mox's in hands guy.
Yeah, he's the guy that always he draws the Moxes in the hands. He did Mox Diamond for the from the vault, Mox in hands. He did the art for the Moxes for Vintage Masters.
Gotcha. Oh no, you might be right. Mine might be Conspiracy, because there isn't an Eternal Masters one. So there's Conspiracy, Take the Crown, and then there's, what was the other one?
From the vault.
From the Vault Exile. That's it. Yeah, no. So mine are from the Conspiracy. Then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing is like the Tokyo lands. I mean, lands aren't. I don't know why you would spend $5 or $30 on 5 lands or whatever. But the Tokyo lands, again, not really my style, but it's some pretty cool art.
It is very cool art, and it's someone's style. How about that?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
And they are super neat.
Yeah. And lands are something you can always use, where, like you said, the chances you'll have to cast a Berserk aren't every day, but, the chances you have to play basic Swamp could be every day.
As we learned last week, there is a waifu market. I'm sure there's also a weeaboo market.
Probably.
And this, there's someone who's just like, oh my god.
Yep.
Like, the mountain's super cool. Like,
the mountain
using,
is super
the
cool.
landscape.
I really like the swamp, too.
Yeah, that's cool, too.
Yep.
But, probably not for me.
Yeah.
But they're definitely for someone.
Mm-hmm.
And, all of those lands have been, ended up expensive. All those, basic land secret layers. Because,
I haven't checked on them in a while. I'm not sure if the most recent ones are, but yeah, for a long time the lands were really expensive.
Yeah, so it is something to look out for if you're just I've got 3. I have 3 secret layers that I got a couple weeks ago that are just chilling out here. I think the vampire ones, Welcome to Castle Dracula or whatever, that had
Exquisite
whatever
blood.
commander what?
Exquisite blood.
Yeah. Yes, that's it. Yeah. So.
Yep. Real quick before we move on from secret layers, I am interested in how many of our listeners buy secret layers. I don't know what the best way to get this information is. I tend to talk about the secret layers that I'm excited in and the ones that I think are decent value. And I don't mind the secret layer product. I think it's a decent product. Maybe it's one of the only products left for me. But I'm interested to see, how many of you guys are interested in secret layers.
What's interesting about the secret layers is, on some level, the secret layers are how we typically buy cards. Right? You're just buying singles.
Right.
Right? You looked at the Vulcan Baga one and was like, I don't have Berserks.
Or Verduran Enchantresses.
Yeah, I can go buy a Berserk for $30.
Yep.
Or I can buy the secret layer for $30 and get a Berserk plus 2 cards.
Right.
Right. It makes more. I'm fine with the art, or I actively like the art. It makes more sense for me to buy 4 of these so I get 4 Berserks than it does for me to go to TCG player and buy 4 Berserks.
Right.
So I'm going to buy 4 Berserks this way.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, a lot of these come down to, like a single card out of the bunch. That's
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, that is a really expensive card.
Yeah.
I want that card, so I'm just going to buy it, and this I'm going to get, like, this card. Like, just like when you bought the Bitter Blossoms.
Right.
You're like, well, I need Bitter Blossoms. This is a unique form of Bitter Blossom.
And at the time, cheaper than a Bitter Blossom.
Yeah, I'll just get Bitter Blossoms this way.
Yep.
Right, so, like, this is, like, Wizards, like, kind of selling you singles better than you can, like, buy singles for.
Yeah. Also, like, I didn't have 3-mana Teferis, so I bought the retro Planeswalkers.
Okay.
With Karn and Teferi. And, like, Karn and Teferi are worth, more than what the Secret Lair cost, so.
Crazy.
Yep.
But, I mean, if you're just going to get, like... It's not Innocent Blood. Gosh, Exquisite Blood.
Yeah.
Which, like, now I can't spell that. So we're just going to move on. I want to see how much it was, but we've decided I can't... We've remembered I can't spell. So we're just going to move on.
All right.
We're going to be embarrassed for me, and then we're just going to move on.
So,
all right.
Like we said at the top of the show, today's a little bit of a finance grab bag. A little bit about spoiler stuff, which is kind of finance related, especially with a reprint set. And then a little bit about, our tangent about alchemy sets. And then the Secret Lairs are kind of, financy. But I wanted to kind of close the show out with an interesting point that I ran across this weekend. And that is expected value of sets.
Okay.
Now, kind of the go-to for EV is Goldfish because they started including it with their calculations. But before that, the gold standard was Dawn Glare. They've been around for a long time. I don't know if any of you guys know about Dawn Glare, but they're a kind of an older price tracking website. But they've been doing EV calculations for a long time. And because of that, their calculations are a little weird because they've been doing it before, like, the Booster Fund project. So the way, like, they calculate EV is based on a draft booster box, and they don't consider, set boosters or collector boosters or whatever. And they also don't take into account foils because foils didn't used to be as common as they are now. The reason that I wanted to talk about EV was because I ran across the Prof's video doing his booster box game for Commander Baldur Gate Legends or whatever it is. And he opened three boxes on his video. And if you guys aren't familiar with the video that he does for every set, he buys a booster box and then cracks it on camera and notes all of the cards that are worth more than $2. And then he will sell those cards. I think he sells them on eBay and uses the profits from that to buy another box. And he keeps going until he opens a box where he does not get enough money out of the box to buy another box. Sometimes he just does one box. Sometimes I think the most I've seen him do is 3 or 4, maybe 4 or 5, somewhere around there. This video, he opened 3, but not because he made money. It was because it was so abysmal. He couldn't believe that it was so bad. I think the first box he opened was like $45. And the second box he opened was $50. And the third box he opened didn't crack $10.
Which is awful.
For a set that released last week.
Yeah, like just horrifically bad.
Yeah. So I hopped on Amazon to see like what this product is selling for. And collector boosters on Amazon are for sale right now at $20.90. Now we don't have MSRP anymore, so kind of Amazon is MSRP. So a collector
eBay.
Yeah, well I think most most stores or whatever, when you're trying to calculate, what a product should go for, look to Amazon because they're the biggest.
Okay.
So a collector booster is $21, which is $4 cheaper than a collector booster normally is. The set boosters, they didn't have any single set boosters for sale, but you could buy a box for $97.41. And there are 18 packs in a box.
So they're like $5 a pack.
Yeah, which makes each pack like $5.50 roundabouts. So that last box that the prof opened paid for 2 packs.
Which is so bad.
Yeah. And then
So
a draft
bad.
booster box was $100 on Amazon, and there's 24 packs in a box, so it was roughly $4 a pack.
Yeah. But that's so bad.
Yeah. Wild the times we're living in, where a freshly released set has an EV of garbage.
Yeah,
Like actual garbage.
Yeah, like, now, they don't take into account, you said the Dawn Glare doesn't take into account foils and stuff, so it's probably a little bit higher.
Well, so we haven't talked about actual EVs yet, though. Like, I was just kind of referencing the prof's video.
Fair.
And, if you open a set booster box of the newest set that just came out and don't get $10 in singles, like that, I mean, that's obscene.
Yeah, like, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah.
Like, you can't open a box.
No.
Like, you just can't, right? You cannot, and I mean, I guess, what ends up happening is, like, can you be a store and open boxes like that? You can't, right?
Absolutely not.
So, like, I guess on one hand, it's a self-correcting problem if there's, like, 3 cards people went out of the set, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if there's not, like, just no one opens these boxes.
Yeah.
Like, this becomes like Dragon's Maze.
Or Homelands, or
Yeah, it's like,
where it just rots on a shelf forever because nobody wants it.
buy a pack of Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, get a box of Commander Legends for free.
Yeah.
Like, wait, I just need this out of my store. Please take it.
Yeah. So, like, this EV talk kind of goes back to our episode last week where we had Dom on and was talking about doing, like, mass box openings or, from a reseller's point of view or something along those lines. And we talked about, EV and mass box openings, but we didn't really talk about what EV was. And I guess we're really not going to talk today about what it is, but I wanted to, just kind of put some information out there while I was trying to research the EV for Commander Legends, Baldur's Gate, whatever. I looked up the last 4 like standard release sets, what the EV was, and it's not good. I don't understand what's happening right now. Per Dawn Glare, Streets of New Capenna, the most recent standard set, has an estimated value of $68 a box. That's
Yikes.
less than wholesale. So if you were a store and ordered a box of Streets of New Capenna and cracked it for singles, you can reasonably expect to not get your money's worth out of that box.
And that's not counting, like, the time you paid someone to open and sort those cards.
Right.
Like,
And then enter them into your website and then, pull them for somebody.
You're down a ton.
Yeah. Put them in a sleeve, put a stamp on them, ship them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just not doable.
Neon Dynasty is the best of recent memory at $81 a box. Which is probably right around wholesale, but certainly not what you're going to pay for off the street.
Yeah.
Midnight Hunt is $67. Again, I would guess less than wholesale. And Crimson Vow is the worst of the bunch at $58. So those are the last 4 standard legal sets.
Which is just brutal.
Yeah. Now, again, like most people go back to Goldfish for EV calculations because they're more accurate now. They take into account, multiple showcase printings, multiple like different arts, different foiling, whatever, where Dawnglare doesn't. So these prices probably are a little low. But it also takes time for Goldfish to get enough data to like correctly get an EV, so they don't put them out right away. There aren't EVs for these on Goldfish right now.
Yeah. Even so, right? Like, if you are counting on like opening a certain handful of foils to like get to your like box value, like you're not in a good place. Right? Like that is so, with 4 different boosters, three different types of packs, and
well, there's 4 different kinds of packs, right? They still do theme boosters.
Are they? I guess yeah, because then the theme boosters are gonna become jumpstart boosters in the fall. So you got 4 packs, and then 3 or 4 different like arts, not counting foilings, right?
Right.
So you got regular Magic card, whatever the set frame is, and then like full art
and extended art.
Yeah, is there
there's extended art and borderless.
Oh yeah. There we go. So there's 4 different treatments for many cards, and then there's the varying levels of foiling.
Right.
So there's just so many more cards, and like where I know Dom was pretty adamant that like where the money is in collector boosters, right? Like, so I wonder what the EV for collector boosters are.
I don't know.
So, I mean, just because like it's the only place that you get any value in the like pack that's like all foils and like fancy printings, because like it makes no sense to buy and open a draft booster if all you want to do is like get cards, which is just wild, because for literally all of Magic's history, that is like how you got cards.
Right.
I mean, I saw someone who had just like on Twitter was like, "Oh, I'd like split a 2K with someone," and they were just like beside a stack of new Capenna boxes that they were walking out. I was like, dude, you're just getting hosed. Like, this person gave you less than what you were supposed to get.
Right.
It's like, why do you want to open all of these packs? Right, it used to be that you would, like, win an event, get paid out in, like, boxes, and then you could sell the boxes.
Right.
And, like, that's how you got your money.
I wonder how much
and now it's like
new Capenna box is on Amazon right now.
And now you're just like, oh, I'm going to, like, try to sell this box for $80.
Yeah. A set booster box is 102.
Okay.
A collector booster box is 176. A bundle is 32. And a draft booster box is 92.
Okay.
So at 92 bucks, you're taking a $30 hit if you're buying them off Amazon.
Yeah, which is just again not. I am still traumatized from when I walked in and picked up my Ikoria boosters, and you were like, "Yeah, the EV is only $80," and it was like 3 days after the set came out, and I was like, "Oh,
yeah,
like that's sad."
Well, I mean, thankfully, like Ikoria aged well.
It did. It did.
Like if you go back now, the EV is positive.
Yeah, I mean, Streets will probably with the Trilands. Like they're gonna work their way up over the years, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But it's in the short term, like it's not a reasonable thing to open the packs. Like you're kind of on like Ledger, Shredder, and Triomes.
Yeah.
Or whatever they are. It was so nice when they were all Triomes, and now they're just all like random things.
Yeah.
There's a garden, there's a boxing ring or something. I don't know. Yeah, like they should have all just been like name Hideout.
Yep.
Rafine's hideout or
Yep.
base. Take either one.
There's a lair, right? Isn't one of them a lair?
Yeah. I take everyone's lair.
Yep.
Also inn.
Yep.
But no, we've got Jetmir's Garden
And they're also like not named after the shard. They're named after like the guild leader or whatever.
Yes.
Which is really strange. It's a land. Like
Yeah.
it should be.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. I guess it could be like, oh gosh, what are they? Maestro's Triome.
Yeah.
Or Maestro's headquarters.
Mhm.
Done. Riveter's headquarters. Done. I know what it is. I know what it says. Or how? Yeah, whatever.
Something. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, you let us down, creative. You had one job,
No
make it so you
consistency.
remember the names of the lands. It's like, oh, because they're just gonna get called triomes.
Right.
It's like, oh, there's
It's a Jund
three of them.
Triome. That's even worse because it like doesn't get any part of it.
No, none of it.
Yeah.
It's like Jund is from like 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And Triome is from 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But that communicates to me what colors they are.
And what it is.
And what it is. Thank you.
Yeah. Zeatora's lair doesn't.
Yeah, Zeatora's Proving Ground. That's
Proving
what it is.
ground, yeah.
Yeah, crystal clear.
Yeah.
I had questions, and you said Zeatora's Proving Ground. I went, oh yes. Why, of course.
Clearly, it's a ground that proves Zeatora.
Yeah, exactly. Is there a Zeatora? Well, if I look here at this Proving Ground, you can see the proof for Zeatora. QED, Zeatora is proved. Like, okay, cool. Thank you very much.
Excellent.
Ninth year geometry coming through. QED. Quite enough done. Proof finished. Yeah, I just keep coming back to, like, at some, like, I don't know how, well, I think I do, right? There was a time where your local game store could operate on the back of Magic
Mhm.
pretty comfortably.
Yep.
And that started to erode, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? When you heard, like, well, you got to sell snacks and you got to sell drinks and other stuff to, like, make your money.
Mhm.
Right? But then Wizards would, like, you know, throw your local game store like a bone. They'd be like, here's a From the Vault.
Yeah.
Charge whatever these suckers will give you for it.
Yeah. Well, they kind of did the same thing for Conspiracy, too. Like, I think when Conspiracy first came out, they weren't being sold at MSRP. Like, stores were upcharging because there was, you know, it was the fun new thing to do when there wasn't enough to go around. Same with the Master sets. They originally didn't sell at MSRP.
They always sold about, like, if it was like
Yeah.
8, they sold for 10
Yeah.
or 12
And,
usually.
like, at the time, you couldn't get those products at big box stores. The only place you
Yeah.
could get them was local game stores.
And now I think everything's like at Target.
Oh, yeah. Like, I mean, you can go to Target and buy a collector booster, Commander Jumpstart, Legends Gate, whatever it is.
Yeah. And so, like, but they used to, like, be like, you know what? We know we, like, screwed you the other 11 months out of the year. But for, like, this 1 month, here's, like, a product or two that you just get to, like,
Make
make
all of
as
your
much money
on.
as you can.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, thanks. And now it's just like, yeah, you know that product that you make as much money as you could? We're going to sell it now.
Yeah. We want those
Just us.
beans.
We just want those beans. It's fine.
And you know
Like,
what? We're
they're
going to sell out on Amazon, so you don't get any beans for it.
Yeah, you get nothing and like it. And It's
Yeah.
like, oh, okay. Like,
And then
We've
we're going to
talked about-
reprint those cards and not let you ever sell them.
but like, we've talked about, like, the death of the game store,
Yeah.
right, of the local game store. And, like, I think, like, the death of the Magic-only game store happened a long time ago.
Yeah. I don't think
Right,
anyone
and,
really noticed.
Yeah. I think that, like, it went away. Like, it was going away, then the pandemic happened and no one to their game store.
Yeah.
And they came back and their game store was selling, like, throw burrito and exploding kittens.
Yeah.
And there's a little Magic section off to the side.
Yep.
They're like, yeah, we can't make any money off of this now.
Yep.
So like this is not sustainable for like local game stores, but like Wizards doesn't care.
Yep.
It's just like, hey, we're gonna get ours. Because I mean, like they're still selling like, I guess from like Wizards' point of view, like with a EV of negative, however negative it is,
Mm-hmm.
right? At what point like do we get to a Dragon's Maid situation where there's just pallets of this crap in like a warehouse, and like your middle person is like, no mas, I can't get rid of this crap.
Yeah, I really don't know. This set might be kind of an anomaly. I know you don't watch a ton of Rudy's videos, and I don't watch all of them, but when one pops up that catches my interest, I'll watch it or whatever. And he did a video about this set and allocations, and supposedly this set is one and done. There is no reprint. There's no more shipments. It's whatever's out there is out there. So I'm wondering, and this was announced before the set released. So I'm wondering if Wizards knew this was going to be a dud.
I mean, they might have also realized that they're releasing 2 other sets in the span of 2 months after it comes out.
Yeah.
And that maybe there wouldn't be like the demand for it just because like you have X Magic dollars.
I mean, that's like, why would you even do that though? That doesn't even make sense. The first Commander Legends was, a home run hit. When I was looking up the stuff on Amazon to get values for, what the packs cost, a collector box of Commander Legends 1 is $800.
Jesus.
$800.
That is a lot of dollars.
Yeah. Like,
yeah,
the first Commander Legends was a home run. I don't know why you would follow that up with something that you was doomed to fail from the start. You know what I mean?
I don't think that they followed up, like, they specifically were like, oh, this Commander Legends is bad. Right? But if you release Streets, right, and then a month later you immediately release another set, and then a month later you release 1 paper set and 1 online set, right? Streets has to suffer, right? Think about when, what was it, M20 was released right into Modern Horizons, right? Like that set, no one cared about that set. That set like came, went, no one cared.
Right.
Right? And then, and then Modern Horizons was like the big thing. And like they've just in their like I don't think they purposely tried to bury Commander Legends. I think they accidentally buried it. They were just like, we've got to release, 79 new products this year. Or last year we released 80. This year we have to release 90. We've got to find some way to squeeze 3 sets in the summer.
Yeah.
Right? And so this got stuck in the middle.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't see any, like, sadly, Magic Twitter has become a lot of people complaining about Commander. That's what Twitter, like, feeds me from the algorithm.
Yeah.
Is, like,
I hate
people
Twitter.
talking about Commander. And, like...
Did you see the bear?
Oh, yeah, he's going into Commander?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Lots of questions about Uro.
Yeah. Also, he was like, why the hell is Primeval Titan banned?
Yeah.
Explain to me why Primeval Titan's banned. And it's like, I can't explain that to you because it makes literal no sense.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know, they've just buried this set. I feel like they've buried all theirs. Like, they buried Streets. They buried, Commander. They're going to end up kind of burying Double Masters.
Yeah.
Like, Double Masters might have the longest run, right? Is there something coming out in August?
No, September is the next standard set.
Like the beginning of September.
Yeah.
Right, so it's going to have the longest run. But if you look at our, like, EVs, right? Innistrad Midnight Hunt, and Crimson Vow were smushed together, right?
Yep.
And then immediately after Crimson Vow was Neo. So like, was it like 2.5 months? So like even a short window.
I think so.
And then Streets was the only like Neon Dynasty was the only one that had a normal like life cycle.
Yeah.
Right? And now Streets is just getting buried by back-to-back sets.
Yep.
So how much of this year is it take like not they don't care about EV, right? But
Right.
like are we just going to see a thing where it's like, "Oh,
Well, I mean, they have to care somewhat about EV because EV is what moves product, like to some extent. I mean,
True.
obviously, like people are going to buy some regardless of what EV is, but like EV carries a product past the release weekend.
So what about if this year we see that like they're doing the same thing where they're like whatever it's Brothers War and then like whatever the next set is
Yeah.
are like in that Midnight Hunt Val release window, like that same thing, right? What if we see the EV on those sets are garbage, right? And it's like, oh, is it the fact that you can't release 2 sets within like 6 weeks of each other?
Yeah.
Or 8 weeks of each other because like people just don't care, and it, like you can't support that. Have we reached the mythical saturation point?
I mean, I've reached mine. I don't buy
I
nearly
hardly
as
buy
much as I
anything.
used to.
My Commander Legends Baldur's Gate purchases were, like, I think about like 6 cards.
Actual none. I bought actual none.
I mean, mine were all for the cube.
Yeah.
So like not.
I think
I really
there's
bought any.
2 cards I'm going to be picking up. For Pauper
What are
Commander
these?
decks.
What are these? Okay. So
I don't
okay.
remember exactly what they are.
1, 2. I'm looking real quick. 3. I'm at 5. I bought 10. I bought 1 of each of the gates. Okay. Apparently, I accidentally bought 2 of one of the gates. These things happen.
Oops.
Oops. And then I bought 5 non-gate cards. And that was it.
Yeah.
That's all I bought. So yeah, and I didn't even remember some of the cards I bought.
That memorable.
So, real quick, we're gonna end the podcast on a bad financial decision.
Uh-oh.
Here we go. I was tinkering with the cube, and I was like, I want an extra elf in here. All right, looking for an elf, and I found Elves of Deep Shadow. I could have bought a cheap version of Elves of Deep Shadow.
Did you get one from the dark?
Oh, yes, I did. I bought a $10 Elves of Deep Shadow.
Absolutely, you have to.
I was like, I can't not buy, like, the Gypsy Woman.
Right.
Like, I was just like, yep, I gotta buy
Super scary
this,
goth chick.
Yeah.
The Jesper Mirfor's art.
I bought, like, mine was like $10. It might have been a little banged up. Apparently, the current price on them is $20.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I got a crispy one. Of course, I had it defaced. I mean, signed.
Oh, no, what did you do it?
I had Jesper sign it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, mine was lightly played for $11, and the near mint ones are $20.
Wow.
But yeah. But yeah, that was I was like, I could have picked any other elf. I could have picked any other artwork, and they would have been like 10 cents. But I was like, to the point where I was like, working on the cube when I cut it, and I was like, no, I want this Elves of Deep Shadow in the box. I have no idea if anyone will ever play the cube, but I want this Elves of Deep Shadow in this box.
Yep.
So there we go, $11. So my entire order from Commander Legends and some random other cards from previous was a grand total of, with shipping, $28. That's like and 11 of it was in Elves of Deep Shadow.
Yeah.
I think I spent a grand total of like $1 on Commander Legends cards, and it was like me then like kind of trying to get free shipping, but they keep raising the free shipping amount.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, Seagate Stormcallers are 45 cents. Sure.
Yeah.
That card's unreprintable for a long time.
That's a unique thing.
Yes. I was just like I just don't care about these sets.
Yeah.
I don't like.
It's gonna make it hard to get through this summer, buddy.
It is. As I said, I've been playing Standard, and it's like I get to my 4th win, and I'm like, thank God, I got my 4 wins.
I don't have to do that anymore.
I am done doing that now.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, to give you something to look forward to, you got to start brewing a deck.
I do. I do have to start brewing a deck.
Yeah.
I already have picked out my commander.
Oh, all right.
Oh yeah. Yeah. As soon as you guys said, I was like, I know exactly who I'm gonna play. So
all right.
Now I just have to like put the deck around it.
All right.
And then I also have to figure out how to like set up my camera so you can see my cards.
Yeah. I have mine set up, but I think I changed all my settings, so I'll probably have to reset it up.
Yeah, I might have to go buy a better camera, really, just to zhuzh it up. All right. So with that, I think we have a show.
We have a show.
And real quick, you guys have homework. You need to Google Elves of Deep Shadow, The Dark.
Oh, yeah.
And be like, oh, yeah, that art. Banging. Correct choices. So if you want to get us with any show ideas or comment on how, yes, indeed, that is the best art of Elves of Deep Shadow, all of our social media links are in the description below, so check that out.
Yeah. Also, if you guys want to support us, we would appreciate if you hopped on over to tcg.CasualTryHardMTG.com and used our TCG player affiliate link if you're looking to pick up any singles prices, like maybe an Elves of Deep Shadow. They just replaced Brian's head. Yeah, see
on
that?
the ball. On the ball.
Or anything else you're looking to pick up. Like we said, prices are really cheap right now, so it's the time to buy singles. Hop on over there. Anything you purchase after following that link, we'll get a cut up to help keep the show going. If you want to support us a little bit more directly, you can use our Patreon, patreon.com/CasualTryHardMTG. Patrons get access to our show notes. They get more of us in our pre-show. You never know what you're going to get there. Sometimes it's all good stuff. Sometimes it's all garbage. It's a real crapshoot. You never know. But our patrons really seem to like it. So if you want to listen to us kind of off the cuff, unscripted, unedited, check out our pre-show, become a patron, help support the show. You also get put on my mailing list. Once in a while, I send stuff out to you guys. I sent stuff out today. So check your mailbox. Probably by the time you're hearing this, you'll have it in your hands. And thank you. We thank you all.
Yes, thank you very much. So, we will catch you on the internet.
We'll catch you on the internets.